When it is time for your child's feeding therapy session, our staff will watch your child while you make your way to the observation room. The goal of each feeding therapy session is to help your child successfully eat by having them follow a set of mealtime rules. At the beginning of each meal, your child will hear the same basic rules.
Jake, if you take your bite, then we get to play. If you don't take your bite, I'm going to help you. And if you still don't take your bite, you won't get to play. Give me 5.
When your child follows the therapist's instructions to take a bite, then they'll be rewarded with toys and cheering. After they have had a chance to play, then we'll take the toys away and then instruct them again.
Take your bite.
If your child does not follow the instructions, then their consequence will be very different. Rather than getting the toys and other rewards, all the toys will be placed out of their reach and the therapist will turn away from them. This is to teach them that they will not get any attention or anything fun when they refuse to eat. After being ignored for a short period, the therapist will offer another bite and instruct your child again. Take a bite. The primary goal of these feeding sessions is to establish a consistent set of expectations for your child's behavior. The rules that your child is learning puts you in charge of the meal. We use positive reinforcement to encourage your child to eat by providing praise and attention for good behaviors, such as chewing, swallowing, and accepting the bite. Ignoring refusal behaviors such as throwing food or crying will discourage your child from demonstrating those behaviors. Keep in mind, these feeding therapy sessions will not look like a typical meal time. For example, your child will only ever see one bite of food at a time and only very small bites. This will keep your child from feeling overwhelmed by seeing too much food in front of them. Our goal is to help your child be successful with following the mealtime rules and accepting their bites. The ultimate goal is to provide you a way of managing your child's behaviors at mealtimes effectively. The first step in the training process is to observe your child's therapy sessions. You will learn about the feeding therapy strategies by watching the therapist and your child interact with one another. You will see how the therapists respond to any refusal behaviors, managing them through the use of the structured mealtime protocol, and having your child take their bites. The goal is for you to learn to use the same techniques as the feeding therapist to increase your child's acceptance at meals. Staff will speak with you about the sessions you are watching and will be able to answer questions that you may have. You are encouraged to ask questions to learn and understand as much as possible about the mealtime rules being used with your child. When you watch the meals, pay attention to both the therapist and your child. What is the therapist doing? What is your child doing? How does the therapist react to your child's behaviors? There are handouts in the observation room that contain helpful information about the feeding strategies that we use. Each meal will be recorded for review by staff and caregivers. When the therapy session is over, you will meet your child and your therapist again. Be happy and excited for your child when you see them again. They did a lot of hard work and are learning to follow the mealtime rules. Your time in the observation room is a good opportunity to start thinking about this new way you will eat with your child at home after you have been trained in the feeding therapy techniques.